Isabel Allende es de escritora. Ella es creativa, trabajadora y una feminista. Ella tiene escrita más de 20 libros. Ella es muy exitosa y importante. La vida es aventura. Ella prueba en la infancia, pero crece y prospera. Isabel Allende was born as Isabel Allende Yona in Lima, Peru on August 2nd in 1942. She is of Chilean-American nationality and is considered to be one of the first successful women novelists that is from Latin America. When Allende was about 3 years old, her father left her family, so her mother moved the family consisting of 3 kids back to Chile, where Allende's grandparents lived. Once there, her entire family was shunned by the community, and her mother was even excommunicated from the church since she left her husband. Eventually, Allende's mother remarried Ramon Hidalgo, who was a Chilean ambassador. Family moved around often, and Allende and her siblings were both homeschooled and had private schooling throughout their childhood. Growing up, Isabel Allende was known as a rebellious child because she would often speak up for what she believed in, especially since she helped co-found a feminist magazine, Paula. This helped her with a job as a journalist and even television host in Chile. However, in 1973, her godfather, Salvador Allende, who was a Chilean president, was assassinated. So, Isabel Allende's family fled to Venezuela. There, she started working at a school, but still wrote in her free time. Throughout the early 1970s, Allende became an editor for a children's magazine, wrote 2 children's books, and even wrote the screenplay for El Embajador in 1973. While in exile, Allende received a letter saying her grandfather was sick, but for her own safety, she could not visit him. So, Allende wrote him a letter. This letter later became Allende's first and arguably best novel, La Casa de los Espiritus, or The House of Spirits, in 1981. This novel was named Book of the Year in Chile in 1983. After her second book started taking off, Allende quit her job at the school and focused on her books full-time. In 1990, Isabel Allende moved her family to the United States. However, in 1992, tragedy struck Isabel Allende when her daughter, Paula, who had been in a coma for a year, passed away due to a blood disease. Allende has said she felt utterly alone after this, especially since she had recently gone through her first divorce, only 6 years prior. After her daughter's death, Allende wrote her book, Paula, inspired by her daughter, and the funds from this book went to the Isabel Allende Foundation that targets issues faced by women and children in Chile in the San Francisco Bay Area. Since the beginning of her career, Isabel Allende has written over 20 books and has sold nearly 70 million copies worldwide, and she is still writing today. Her most recent novel was Violetta that came out in 2022 and is inspired by her mother's death. Allende's books are typically in the theme of magic realism, and they usually involve politics and women in South America. However, she has also written memoirs, historical novels, fiction, young adult, and even a crime novel. Allende has won numerous awards, the Premio Nacional de Literature in 2010, the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2014, and Penn Centers USA's Lifetime Achievement Award in 2016, and many more. Today, Allende can be found in her home in California with her third husband, Roger Kukris, whom she married in 2019. They live near her son, Nicholas, and her 3 grandchildren. Allende has lived an eventful life and still speaks her mind on subjects that she finds important. At 79 years old, Isabel Allende continues to show the importance of believing in oneself and advocating for what you believe in.